Hello, I'm Nina from ninasoap.com, where we live a quality life within budget while we grow our net worth. Today I'm going to explain how we are able to pay for some expenses without emergency fund. So we don't have emergency fund like in that technical term where people save 3 to 6 months of their income. We have but we have our saving account where we budget, where we list expenses that we save for expenses that we think we might have to pay for at some point. So I'm going to show you on Excel spreadsheet and then on paper how we budget for those expenses without having an emergency funds. And too recently we decided to stop saving for those irregular expenses so that my husband can have extra from his income to pay toward his credit card debt. My income, we use it to pay the mortgage so that we can pay off quickly, and we use his income to live on any excess from there. In fact, we include that irregular expenses within his income as well. But now that he has been victim of identity theft, we stop putting saving for those irregular expenses so that we can put more toward his credit card debt. At the same time, I try to decrease our grocery bill from $375 for a family of 5 so that I can put $125 on the side. So I try to spend $250 a month and I'll put $125 on the side in case something come up and we need to pay for it. So I'm going to show you how we budget for those irregular expenses, or we used to budget and save for it. So I have this spreadsheet open here. And I believe I have that spreadsheet online as well on my website, where you can download up if you prefer to use this Excel spreadsheet. I used to do it in Google Drive, with Google Sheet, but sometimes it's hard for me to open it. For that reason, I switch to paper budget so that my husband and I can access it. The good things with Google Drive is he can use his smartphone to access the spreadsheet anywhere he is, and I can use my computer as well. But now with using the spreadsheet, he may not have access to it when he wants it when I'm not around. So I have paper budget that he can access. So that's how we budget for those expenses. And then we just move the money from the checking to the saving every month. For the kids' educations, we bought there is just school registration, $161.50 a year. So the spreadsheet, if I go up a little bit, expenses to save for. So, and then I have the budget by year. I mean, the title can be misleading a little bit, but let's walk through it. So we have the kids. School registration, $150 a year. Home maintenance, I budget $1,000 a year, and I include additional escrow for in case our property tax goes up and our mortgage company wants us to pay some additional escrow. So $1,000 a year. We have car and home insurance, $600 a year that I budget for. Car title repair, $300 a year. Entertainment trip, we don't go out eating out, so I don't really put anything there, but when something come up I like to fill it up. That way it gives us an idea how much we spend in that category. Tax return, tax fee, 164 for the software. Kids, clothing, shoes, activities, catechism, $300. So that is something budget by year. So those are there. And then we have gifts. So my husband's Jason's cousin's birthday, what he likes to give, and Christmas gifts. So that's $20 we budget for. Gifts for our nephews, Christmas and birthday, $30. Put it there. Our kids' birthday, Christmas, they are three. So we put it there. I like to give them money instead of toys. When toys goes on sale, I can go through their toys, donate some, and purchase new more if it's needed. But for birthday and Christmas, I don't go through the trouble of buying toys. I just give them money and teach them how to invest. Medical coverage. So I budget $14.72, and they are as this: glass lenses $500 a year, dental $612 a year, copay $100 a year, contact solution $160.96 a year, medication so 100. I think I moved that out, but I think I included, I don't know, but anyway. So the medical total $2,472.96 estimated for the year. All those total to $4,100 a year. When I divided by 12, it gave me $341.67 a month. And then I set up $350 per month to save. And every month we have been saving for it. And if I go a little bit up here, let me see if my mouse can follow me up. So every month, and it comes out of my husband's income. So his incomes pay for everything, including those irregular expenses. Every month we move $350 to the saving account out of his income, and we put $1340 in the checking for our expenses. And then if we have any excess, it goes to our investment. That's how we used to do it until September. He was victim of identity theft and found himself in credit card debt. So we had to adjust our budget. So you can see that we have put in the saving more than $350 from January all the way to September. So I like to put that as a negative number because of how I'm calculating it, but you don't have to. And then I fill up those expenses as it incurs. So you can, if I go back here, and then I'll track year-to-date costs so that I can compare it to see where are we costing more, what we need to adjust. As you can see, for the kids category, for example, we budget $161.50 a year for school registration. That's just the budget, but it costs us $268. So that means I need to adjust that. Don't know why it went up like that though. $90 in November. Okay, it shouldn't have been there. Don't know if you notice it here. Kids, clothing, activities, and catechism. It was catechism that we pay for, and I put it there, but it shouldn't have been there. Should move it down to catechism, $90. So if we go back up again, kids education 161, year to date is 178. It's more accurate to me. And I can see the month we pay that 178. So we pay 170 in August. Yeah, that's when school starts. And then $8 in June. I don't know why we didn't join for kids. That'll go under that section, and below kids clothing, activities, and catechism. But that's just that. That's where that 178 came from. So I like to, go through everything and see what we budget for a year, and then what our expenses has been for the whole year so far. And so far we spent $1,001.90 when we budget 4,100 for it. But now for November and December, October, November, December, we didn't put anything there, but I saved $125 from groceries, and I put it just in an envelope for any expenses. That's how I pay for $90 for catechism. I just put it here. It didn't come out of the saving, came out of a cash envelope saving as well. But I put it here so that I can capture all those expenses that fall under this category to see if 4,100 is a good estimate to work with. So that's how we budget for those expenses. You can do the same. You just have to list those expenses that you know that at some point you might have to pay for. An estimate. You start with an estimate. You estimate how much you think it might cost you a year. And then you track those expenses as you pay for it. That will help you to adjust your estimate. That will help you to adjust your budget. So you estimate those costs for the year. You divide it by 12 to see how much you need to put on in your saving or aside every month for it. When you get paid, you just move that from the checking to the saving and leave it there. You don't have to. We don't take them out and pull them and put them in every single envelopes for those. We use envelope for our groceries, fruits, food, meat. And then I have another envelope when I have, and I put 125 there from the groceries as a saving. Last month and this month, the past two months, we took car gas out as well. We have an envelope, we took $55, we put it in it, we leave it in the car. And when my son needs to buy gas, he just uses it to buy the gas. But other than that, we use a debit card to buy gas. He decided to use credit card to buy gas and then pay with the debit card. And when he got scammed, he didn't notice it right away. So I told him until we figure out things, it's just go, he use cash for gas. But we might go back and use the debit card to pay for gas. But other than that, we don't take cash out for those expenses. We just use cash for groceries. That's a very valuable category. I use cash for it, and anything that I didn't spend, I just put in an envelope and save it, so that when there is a sale, I can stock up. So you total all of this divided by 12 and just know how much you need to put in the saving. So every single month will be different. Some month might cost you more, some month might cost you less or nothing. And at the end, you might spend in some category more than you budget for, and in some other category you might spend less. So $1,000 in home maintenance, so far we spent $331. But I feel like we might need to increase this maintenance. It's costing more every year. And home car insurance $600. We budget $600. I think I updated to $468, but it costs us $510. So we might need to adjust that. And then we have car total repair $300 a year, and it costs $416. So you can see that our budget is a little bit below the cost. When it happened, at the end of the year, I will sit down with my husband and evaluate our costs, compare it to our budget, and see what we need to adjust. But if a category is low enough to absorb those excess, then we might just leave it like that, 4,100. Here is just to see how we can come up with what we need, and then just make sure that what we are spending out of the saving is within that, not above it. So that's how we save for those irregular expenses. We budget, that way we don't need to use credit card for it. Christmas, birthday, we budget, we save for it from day one of the year. That way at Christmas time we don't need to put any credit card debt. We don't need to put any debt on credit card to buy gifts. So I try not to give to adults as much as possible. They don't need it. So I cook, we eat. My husband and I, we decided not to give to each other while we are trying to sort out our debts and pay off our debts and all those. So if we need something, we can just discuss it and cover it if we need to, but for now we just use our allowances to pay for those things, so we don't take out gifts for us. So that's why you don't see it here, but if you do, just include it in yours. But medical pay, if your medical insurance with your employer doesn't pay for some stuff, it's good to budget for those things. That way every month you know that you have something in the saving to afford those expenses. So if you do that, you don't have emergency fund, you are okay. When you can start saving up for the emergency fund, if you want, you can do it. I just prefer not to do that, but save for those irregular expenses. We live well below our income, and we have enough left to invest. If there is an expense, we will be able to pay for it. Until then, we prefer not to budget for those emergencies. And once you start living well below your mean, those things are not really emergencies. They might be unexpected, but you'll be able to handle it when it comes. I thank you for watching. I'm Nina from ninasoap.com, where we try to live a quality life within budget and increase our net worth. We invite you to visit our website and to access the spreadsheet and build in something to save for those expenses. If you don't have 3 to 6 months of 3 to 6 months of your income saved for 2020, we invite you to start saving every month for those expenses. Thank you for watching.